like the lighting. Don't like the lighting on my face. Excuse the meddling. How are we all tonight? Excuse the meddling. I am literally leaving to go to Birmingham. Got to leave about 5 to 7 tomorrow. I'm not packed. I'm almost 90 something sort of percent prepped. So that's, yeah. So all this devastation you see behind me is prep and stuff in piles ready to pack once I have finished being live with you tonight. So I thought we would do something a little bit different with the Enchanted Forest collection. I'm going to go real fantasy. I mean, it's fantasy anyway, because you don't get little moundy houses. It's fantasy anyway, but we're going to really push the fantasy limits on it tonight. So without further ado, I will swizzle you round like so. My cup of tea. Hubby is about, so if we have any disasters like we had on Thursday, hopefully we should be able to resolve them. Right, I'm just going to turn up the light factor. Does anybody want to say hello, just so that I know that everything's working? I would really appreciate it. There we go. There we go. I can see there's a few of you watching. Oh, there's more on Facebook than on YouTube tonight. That's unusual. Right, I have got... Let's get my tea out of the way. Take a slurp before... Right, I have got my cloud stencils. And, oh, good evening, Sue. How are you? Mondays works better for you, doesn't it, my lovely? Because bowling. Thursdays is normally bowling nights. Right, I am going to take... This is one of the old stencils that... I say old stencils. This is one of the stencils that we've had previously. And I'm going to use it... Honestly, I'm going to use it as a drawing guide. And I'm just going to sketch in some loose clouds. And this is more as a suggestion. So I'm just kind of going to get some, let's turn it the other way so that we've got, and then I might fussy cut some, well we do actually have, we've got die cut clouds which we could, I'm going to actually go this, we've got die cut clouds that we could use. So let me see, we've got one there. Of course you could do this freehand. I think anyone is capable of drawing a cloud. Let's do another one down here. How are we all this evening? Are we all good? Right, that's like the dodgiest drawing of clouds ever, but you see what I mean. We have some sort of suggestion of cloud-likeness. Oh, I could be a little bit delirious tonight, I think. I think I'm very kind of, yes, because, you know, it's the night before I leave and I'm not organised, and it's like I tend to be a bit kind of thingy about packing anyway. I tend to not do very well, so when it's the whole extra pressure of trying to pack for TV and makes and demos. But I'm going down with the lovely Wendy again. I've seen what she's bringing to the channel. She's got some gorgeous bumblebee kits right up my alley. Right, and yeah, so it should be fun. So I'm getting the bus down to Perth. And then I am... Oh no, I didn't want to do that just yet. Excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, I'm going to stamp some images in. So I've got loose clouds and a random bit of water that we didn't need just yet. Right, now I'm going to pull in my stamps. I kind of want to have houses in the clouds. Bizarre, I know, but then we know that I am not normal, so I think we're all good there. Right, so we've got some of these ones that are just sort of like little houses on their own. I think this one just may be too big an image, but we do have these more little housey clumps, so I'm thinking that we put some of these around and about. So let's get some stamping. I am using my Hero Arts basically because it is a hybrid ink, and I know I'm going to be doing watercolour because we're going to do a bit of a galaxy, but I'm not 100% sure what else exactly we're going to do. So I think this, I'm going to maybe need to do a bit of masking so that it looks like it's been tucked in the clouds. Right, I think we'll have this one here. Like so. This is going to look very random until we get going. But don't worry about it. It is all good. Random is good. Then we shall have this one. Sometimes if I'm trying to, hello Jess. Oh, hi Dominique. I can't say where Dominique is, but hi, can't see her. I'm going to pop this one here, I think. So it's not as random because this has been inspired. Hello Lynn, how are you? This has been very much inspired by the Folk in the Faraway Tree. And as we all know, because it seems to be that many of you, it was your favourite. Hello Angela. For many of you, it was your favourite childhood book too, which I am discovering, which is fab. And at the top of the Faraway Tree, we did have lands in the clouds. So I think having little houses in the clouds is perfectly reasonable. I would quite like, it might be interesting regarding masking, but let's give it a go. Quite like this one. See if we can just ink the, oh, we've also got the little dinky one in here as well. Oh, it was mine too, Angela. This is very much what inspired my story. So as I was saying on Thursday before we got rudely interrupted by the gremlins. See, we've got this little dinky one here as well. Yeah, see, I think if I don't ink up too much of this, let's try it. What could possibly go wrong? Sorry about the noise. That's part of the reason that I don't have, that I take them all out of their bags when I'm on Telebox, because it's amazing how that noise grates through a microphone. Yeah, so as I was saying before, I was very rudely interrupted by the gremlins on Thursday, was that when I was in primary 2, so I think I must have been about 7, I'm going to just try and ink this part here. I don't want all of it, so I'm just going to try and, we can cover up bits that we don't get. I'm going to try and just ink that and then hope there's not too much remaining ink. I'm just going to try and get, probably should have had that one down there actually. Let's try and put it there. We can always adjust our clouds. Right. The clouds are very loose guide. Yeah. Kind of works. It works. I'm telling myself it works. Right. Now we can go back to the water. So when I was in primary 2, so I would have been 7 years old. They piloted the scheme, which we're probably all very familiar now with if we have children or grandchildren, is, you know, the book fairs that come into the schools and you can get the books cheaper on that particular day. So it was the first ever sort of, it was the pilot scheme of this thing to encourage children to read. And my grandparents, they lived in Lancashire. So they were down in Bolton. And we lived in Alness, which is just a little bit north of where I am now. And yeah, so we lived in Alness. So they were up for a visit, which is always very, very exciting. And my granddad, being the adorable man that he is, gave me some money to go and spend at the book fair. So I bought The Folk in the Faraway Tree. I think I've got the book. I was showing it you last time. I can't see now. I can't see anything in this messy room. So I'm going to do my galaxy effect here. The paint will only go where the water goes. We are going to have to sort of speed through this quite a bit, so we will be having to do some drying with the old heat gun. So yeah, anyway, I bought The Folk in the Faraway Tree. Very exciting. and it was the first ever book that I read in one night. So I absolutely love the book because it's the first book that I read in one night. Probably chop this down once it's dry, because we'll get the edges all going to look a bit weird. Yeah, so it's the first book I read, so I fell in love with reading. It also just really reminds me of my granddad. His second name was Oaks as well, so anything to do with trees. I know it sounds daft, but I just kind of think he was the, you know, he was the patriarch. He was the large oak of the family. So he's inspired some of my works before. A couple of years ago we had the Woodland Tots and we had Little Lady Oaks. That was inspired by him, but this has very much been inspired by my granddad. So you can be quite brave with your watercolour when you're doing this, because it will literally, the pigment will literally only travel where the water is. So I've got some blues in here, we've got some purples. I would add a bit of pink in, but my pink's run out, so I'm just going with blues and purples today. So I will do the same this side. Hello Pauline. Hi Dominique. Right, so we're going to do the same at this side. Get some water down. I think we're going to be using all sorts of mediums on this. Look at the way it's just puddled in the middle there. It's not overly galaxy. We're not going to build up the best galaxy in the world, because really we need drying time for that. And we don't have it. But we will see what we can do. So again, just going to get the colour in there. Ooh, that purple's yummy. So this is, we're in, what land are we in? I'm going to have to read the books again. Especially as I started the Folk in the Faraway Tree journal. So I've made a journal out of a book, not the ones my granddad bought me. They are safe and sound. Actually, I'll probably pack them to go to Tellybox land with me. But I happened to find one in the charity shop for well, it was £2.50, but then when we were looking at it on Thursday, the actual book, the book full price, and I would have got it cheap, was £1.75 back when I was 7, 40 odd years ago. Hang on, I'm just gonna, oh, that's a bit of a mess, but at least you can see the whole project. So yeah, I got one from the charity shop and I've turned it into an art journal. And the first couple of pages are very foresty themed because I've been playing with these stamps. But I was actually thinking, because we've got a whole journal to fill, that I need to reread the books. And because there were so many different lands at the top of the tree, that we could have pages inspired by some of the different lands. That could be quite fun. So I'm going to get a bit more of this blue in here. I love watercolour, it just randomly does its own thing. Probably should have dried that before it started puddling, and do you know what, I'm actually just going to lift because it's doing some weird puddling thing. I love how the watercolouring is staying, yeah, it's not going onto the stamping because it will only go where the water is. That's the one good thing about watercolour. Put the water down first, it will literally only go where there is water. It won't go beyond that point. So you're quite safe doing techniques like this because it will do it as it's told, which is quite nice. What's everyone been up to today? I can't remember many of the lands. I know there was like a land of bears. Some of the lands were really funny, weren't they? And then some of them were really evil, and you're like, oh no, are they going to escape in time? So Joe, I'm sure Joe got captured by bears at one point. Right. That'll do. Let's give this a quick blast. Quick blast with the old heat gun. Oh, this paper's going to go through some warping tonight. You're going to have to try it. Yeah, give it a try. Watercolour is so forgiving. You can't really make a mistake with it. And if it does do something you don't like, you can just rub it with water and pull it back up again. So it's very, very forgiving. So there's bits like this that have really puddled that we might struggle to dry with the heat gun, but we can just lift those with our rag. As I said, I'm probably going to cut this down a little bit And we can emphasise the edges at the end with a bit of Distress ink. The Land of Birthdays. Oh, you were at work, Sue. Well, I went to the opticians today because Kezia needs glasses. I mean, it's not surprising because both Alistair and I are short-sighted. Is it short-sighted? Yeah, can't see in the distance. But she was kind of watching the telly a few times going, I can't read the subtitles. So I went and got her eyes tested today, and yeah, she needs glasses. No surprise there. So that was me. Instead of prepping, is at the opticians. Tell you, this week has gone fast. It's gone way too fast. Right, so we've got our sort of galaxy background. I'm not going to, because I will go in and do stars, but we will sort that in a bit. We'll get these little magical worlds coloured, a bit of shading in the clouds, and then we can use our dies and maybe a few of the other stamps just to really build the page up. I'll say I might chop it down. And the other thing is, like, I think one of the sentiments says, may your dreams be moss covered and moonlit. So I think that could be quite fun. Right, I'm just gonna, some of these patches, see what I mean, Lynn, when you can just lift it. So even if you do something you don't like, if you pop a bit of water on, it sort of like bleaches itself out and you can just lift it. So there's not much. There we go. We have something of a something. Right. Oh, we can have a swing coming from the bottom of the tree. Of the cloud. That could be fun. Maybe fiddle that at the end. Right, let's get a smaller brush. I'm just going to put a little bit of a pass of colour onto the little houses. Hi Steph, how are you? So I am live on both Facebook and YouTube. So sometimes with the comments, I'm kind of speaking to you on both platforms. So if you wonder who I'm talking to because it's not showing up on the comments, they're on the other platform. Currently there are more of you on YouTube. So you're at the nurse this morning for an annual check-in. Oh, the joys. The joys. I've got the doctors the Monday I come back. I think I need some bloods taken. I think I'm either low in iron or B12 or something. Right. I'm going to put a little bit of greenery. Not too much because I don't really want to lose the cloud shape. But at least clouds are very, actually everything's all very organic, so it doesn't really matter. We can, I did have my initial cloud lines and things. Do I have an eraser in there somewhere? Could be useful. Block of wax. Oh, hang on. Oh no, that's the block of wax. Here's an eraser. Huh. Do not have one that's open. Hi Janet. Hi Julie. You've been ooh, what are you decorating? Which room? Which room's getting a makeover? Right, I've got a few lines that could just do with being erased, and I'm going to do it now because it's going to be more difficult once the watercolour on it. To be honest, I would normally do pencil lines with a watercolour pencil because it blends it. Oh, I shouldn't have maybe done that. Because it sort of blends in as you start, but because of the layout, I thought I better go do it this way. Right. Hello Pippa, how are you? Oh, there's quite a few of you on. Just to say as well, because we've been talking about it for ages and ages and ages and ages, is that I am hosting my first ever Zoom craft coffee and chat. It's only £2.50, and the only reason that I've put a fee on it, it's not that I particularly want to charge you, it's just that to have Zoom last for longer than half an hour, you have to have a paid subscription. So it just helps to cover for that paid subscription. But it's only £2.50, and it's on Friday the 20th. And we have got, it's not a class, it's just like this. Everybody would come and you can do your own thing. And if you're shy, you don't have to put a camera on. Like some people If you would like to be life and soul of the party, yeah, have your camera on, blether to everybody. If that's not your thing and you just like to enjoy the company, but just sort of craft quietly in the background. So basically, we all bring our own crafts. I've got a daytime one and an evening one. I think in the evening one, I will have wine. I will have wine. You've been gathering your design ladies for your monthly card club. Ooh, lovely. Oh, tell your monthly card club about Zoom. I just really want to get to know you all better, because there's a few of you, like Karen and a few others that came to like the workshop, and it's so nice, like actually getting to meet people in person and have a blether. So that's literally all it's about. It's just about having a blether, doing your own crafts, and yeah, on Zoom. So it'll just be a couple of hours. I plan to have a little bit of wine on the Friday night, not gonna lie. So it's a bit like my version of drink and draw, but I didn't think you'd all manage to make it up to Inverness, so I did it online. So yeah, that's on my website. And as I said, it's only £2.50, and that is literally only just so that I can pay for the actual platform. So if you would like to join, because I know there's quite a few of you that are interested, if you would like to join me, that is on my website. And I would love to have you. You might even all have, if anybody's treating themselves to these stamps, you might even have them and we could do that together. But as I said, it's not class as such, it's just... This one here is just sort of sat right at the edge of the cloud. We need to kind of, we'll need to fix that when we're at the next stage of doing something or other. Right, I'm determined to make, like, look at this pink paint. It's like completely dyed. There's not much of it left. You're doing the stairs, the landing. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of decorating all at once. I bet it just feels like an absolute nightmare, because the trouble is when you start decorating, you only decorate one room, but the whole house feels a mess as a result of it. So I can imagine if you're doing the stairs, the landing and the dining room, it'll be like, oh, yeah, Karen, I would love it. As I said, it's just I basically just want it to be a really nice community where we just have fun together. And we can exchange little crafty ideas and things, and yeah. Or just generally chit-chat about the weather. The worst part is the hall and the stairs. Oh, yeah. Thankfully, we live in a bungalow, so... Actually, our hallway does need done. It's got about 12 doors in it. When we originally... yeah, I just don't know how the cat would get on. I have a feeling that if we were to try and decorate the hallway, it would just be like cat hair everywhere. On all the doors. Right, I'm just coming in with, like, these are base colours, and then we'll gradually build them up. Maybe with a bit of pencil work and stuff. And then we'll have to try and make these clouds look a bit more like clouds rather than whatever they are now. You have zero confidence at the moment. Well, if you try and join, Stephanie, you don't need, all you need to do, because you can actually join and have your camera off, and you can be muted as well. So you can actually join and have your camera off, be muted. If you don't feel that you want to chat to the group or whatever, that's absolutely fine. You can just like listen in and do your own thing. And then maybe over time, you might have a bit more confidence to say hello, but there's no pressure. It's definitely a no pressure type of thing. But it might be a really good way of dipping your toes in, because it's like, Karen's got her little craft club and stuff, and if I thought if that feels a little bit overwhelming, of something like that, this might be a way of dipping your toes in and seeing what it's like, and then when you're ready, you could maybe, there might be other things that you could enjoy and explore. Right, what am I doing? I think we're getting there. Are we getting there? I mean, it looks an absolute mess at the minute. Well, I will be doing lots of Zoom. I hope, I would like to sort of have a regular day in the month of doing it, sort of like saying it's every third Friday, but my life just will not let me commit to that. But my plan is to do one at least once a month. But actually, I did have somebody kind of saying, oh, Fridays really don't work for me. So I might sort of mix up the days as well. So that, but yeah, I will definitely be doing more. I would like to do one a month. But it also kind of needs the support for me to be able to maintain that. we've also next week got the lovely Erica from Stampin' Nori doing a live for us. Can't quite believe that, because it's like, you know when you look up, I look up at certain people, I'm like, oh, Erica, she's amazing. So I can't believe she's going to be doing, and she contacted me, which I was even more excited about. Yeah, I think the lovely Jane, she's been making some samples for me for Telebox Land, and she also was doing stuff for Erica. So I think she'd said to Erica, oh, these would work so well together. So yeah, so Erica's doing a live on Friday using her new stamps and my new stamps. And then next Monday, my live will be doing the same, using her stuff and your stuff. So hopefully we've got more friends to introduce each other to. These are very pink mushrooms. I might come in with my Ecoline pens just to build up that. I'm just sort of, as I said, sort of doing a first pass of colour to get a bit of an idea of what we're doing. We need brown for the door. I feel like, should I bring you closer for a little bit? It's like, yeah, probably see more. You've got to pop off for about 20 minutes. No problem. We will see you when you get back. I'm sure I'll still be about in 20 minutes. Can't see me finishing that quickly. Although I'm looking at the time going, oh, I can't be finishing too late either. Oh my goodness. I'm trying not to get too like, oh, because I do have a tendency to get a little bit like that. Let's fill in the doors. I'm going for a very sort of basic browny colour. Very imaginative. Got some of this green as well. It's quite a nice green. Might be able to build up some of the greenery areas so that we have different shades and tones and whatnots. I do like a bit of variation in my shades and tones. What time's the TV show? So, could we possibly, hang on, looking good so far, thank you. I've just bought Erica's new stamps, look forward to the lives, they're gorgeous, aren't they? Could we possibly do a project each month sometime in the future, just on one subject, include maybe 2 or 3 items, and we could work on it all month so it's not a pressure thing. I can have a look. I think I know what you mean, Steph. So the TV times, Sue, are the TV times. That's some book, isn't it? We are on at 6 o'clock on Wednesday on Hobbymaker, but the stamps will also be on my website on the 12th. So thankfully, Hobbymaker, unlike Create and Craft, only ask for 24 hours exclusivity, not 14 days, so that's a little bit better. But I will say that on Hobbymaker, and I know it's going to really annoy a lot of people, I'm sure there'll be like comments in all the Facebook groups, but on Hobbymaker it will be as bundles. So there will be the entire bundle of everything with the 4 stamps and the 2 dies, and then there will be a bundle of just the dies and a bundle of just the stamps. And unfortunately they are, well, they're lovely, but they are A5 stamps and A5 dies, so they are a bit more pricey, and I do completely understand that that is not in everyone's budget. However, on my website, they will be on my website literally the day after, and in all honesty, all the posts will go out on the same day, because I'll be doing my post and Hobbymaker's post, because the way it works now is we have to actually pay for the postage ourselves at first, and then we get it reimbursed later, and you just use what you normally use. So I normally use Royal Mail, so I'll be putting them all out together. So on my website you will be able to buy things individually, but it just became easier to sort of do it like that. So if you're looking at it and panicking going, oh, I only wanted 1 stamp, just wait and you will find them on my website the next day. And even if they sell out on Hobbymaker, I have left I have saved myself a few for my website, so don't panic. Right, we're getting there. It's looking, something's occurring. So Steph, I'm just trying to work out what you're saying. is it that like I show a finished project and say we're all going to work on this together during this live? Or is it some sort of challenge of like try and make something that includes these items? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if I'm quite reading what you've written properly. But that is down to me and my brain not working. I have frazzled brain today. Frazzled, frazzled, frazzled. Which is why it's nice that I'm just sitting painting. Because it helps. It helps to paint. I'm just singing to myself. A little bit disconcerting for you all. It's not pleasant. Right. There's a little house there who doesn't have a colour. Would you like a colour? Would you like to be blue? Individual stuff. So the end. Oh, thank you, Steph. Yeah, that'll be perfect. I think I know what you mean, but I'm not 100% sure that I'm quite getting it. Yes, I do appreciate individual stamps we wear. It's just the way it works with the volume they take and the money they take and all of this sort of stuff. So I just thought it would be better to have the individuals on my stamps. So you can still get them as individuals. So don't panic when you see the price point and go, ooh! You can buy smaller sections from me. Right. I think I'm going to sort of let's put a sort of neutral mushroom colour on the rest. I think we need to sort of like maybe start getting in with our pencils. Thank you, Deb. It's really good. I really appreciate you that. It's a difficult thing because they have an audience and hopefully I get in front of new people and that is good. But they do take a huge chunk and that's not so good. So buying direct from me probably helped me keep going a bit longer. But yeah. But I do also appreciate Hobbymaker for giving me the opportunity to be there. So it's a bit of a catch-22. But thank you, Deb. I appreciate your support. And as I said, at least nowadays it's not like you've got to wait a fortnight. You will literally get it the exact same time as anybody that's bought it off Hobbymaker because it'll go in the same post. Right, I'm going to give that a waft with the old heat gun. And then I'm going to bring out my new toy. I have new pencils. And we'll get a bit of extra detail in with the pencils. Just make sure I don't have a... It's quite weird. It's kind of what I was expecting it to be. A bit weird. That's okay. You don't buy from Hobbymaker anymore. You had bad experiences. Oh, I'm sorry you had bad experiences. Yes, the percentage is quite eye-watering. Right, let's have a little look. Where's my pencils? My friend bought me these. My 25th wedding anniversary. Every time we go down to the Fringe together, she sees me go to the art shop and look longingly at these pencils and then not buy them for myself. So she bought them for me. Very happy bunny. Happy bunny. Yeah, unfortunately with the Hobbymaker as well, they were using Yodel, and actually the problem was with Yodel rather than with Hobbymaker. Like Yodel would only do a pickup once every 3 days and it was like nobody's fault. It wasn't the supplier's fault and it wasn't Hobbymaker's fault, but that's why now we've got to do it off our own things. So I will be doing Royal Mail. So I'm just going to get a little bit of depth into some of these images now. Yes, it is a bit of a double-edged sword. I would like to be able to move away from it, but it's difficult because, as I was saying earlier, basically what I want JMC to be is a nice community where we all just have fun together and craft. So I would like it so that we would just, you know, craft together and not have to think about, you know, spending and whatnots. So I want to focus on that anyway. I just want to focus on having fun with you guys. So I do find putting a bit of watercolour down first, just it makes, I love pencils, but they seem to take forever to like really build up your colourway with them, you know, to get your depth of shadows and things. But I do find that if I just sort of put a bit of a base down with watercolour or alcohol markers and then go that, to be honest, I find that works anyway. If I'm going with alcohol markers, so it's quicker to put a base of alcohol markers down and make it pop with pencils. Same with all of the mediums. I think all of the medium, if you go start to finish in it does seem to kind of really take a time. But when you start mixing your mediums, I don't know, the process seems to go a bit faster. Which, considering we're already half an hour in, yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. Yeah, Yodel was really weird because I never got set up with Yodel. So the way I did it last time is the way we're all going to do it. It is a bit of a kind of strange system, but yeah. So Yodel, so you would have all your parcels ready, and then you would sort of book a pickup, and then your next pickup might not be for 7 days later. Which was kind of what the problem. So I think if the problem was dispatch, that might have been resolved somewhat, but I'm not sure. Right, let's get a bit more depth in some of these. I've gone quiet now because I'm colouring. It's like, I'm quiet. So we got any more yellow houses? We've got a yellow house up here. Little yellow house up here. Okay, let's get going with some greens. That should bring it all to life. A little bit of green. Jess, you had that with every last week. Normally they're fine, but your parcel didn't move from the 19th of May to the 1st of June. Oh, I know, it's a nightmare. See, when you're waiting for stuff, it's a nightmare. Especially when it's like, you know, like for like products and things like that. I'm like, oh, I need it to arrive because I've got a deadline. But I mean, it's annoying for anybody when they order stuff and it's, you can just be like, I can see you're here. Does anyone watch the oh, what's it called? Interior Design Masters with Alan Carr? I mean, we were behind. We just sort of binge watched the entire series. I'm not sure it was actually live on TV. But in the final, this guy had like ordered this wallpaper that hadn't arrived, and he could literally see it being driven all around Manchester, and it still didn't deliver it. It was like, no. It's like, yes. Do they realise that these things are important? Right, I'm just going to give these leaves a solid colour. I'm not going to bother trying to do shading in these because they're so detailed. One thing to say about these stamps is, yes, they are incredibly, incredibly detailed. And that's a lot more detailed than I normally do. But also just trust the stamp to carry itself. There's a lot that I have done. You'll maybe see on the demos in Telebox Land. There's a lot I've done where I'm not actually colouring all the details. By the time you sort of put a wash over everything and dabble a bit of extra green here and there, it all looks good. The details of the stamp sort of add shading and things. So yes, if you're a colourist and you want to spend ages colouring, you absolutely can. But if you're like looking at all these tiny bits and going, oh, that really intimidates me, then don't worry about them. Just slosh colour over them and let the stamp do the work. It's absolutely fine. Right. Oh, thank you, Pippa. I am completely in love with them. I'm so excited. I was so disappointed on Thursday when the Gremlins took over. I was like, so excited. And I feel today I am excited, but I'm also really stressed because I'm like, I haven't packed. I've got to iron my outfit that I'm wearing. And I've got just stupid things like that. I've got to iron the clothes that I'm taking. I've got to pack all my art supplies. So part of me is like, yeah, this is so nice, this is so fun, but I'm also like, oh, I've got so much to do. But I'm looking forward to Erica's live on Friday, and by next Monday I will all be chill. All be nice and chilled. I'm just going to add a little bit of navy. We're not getting much contrast here because we've got a lot of green together on this one, but if we just put in a little bit of navy in the shadow areas, that should just help to make the rest of the images pop quite a bit. I would have probably done this in my journal, but again, I might stick it in one of my journals later, but because I was thinking it would make a good sample. So I was like, actually, if I do it on a separate bit of card, I can just take it down, because like I've already got one journal to take, because I've got the picture that I put in the Facebook group earlier with how the stamps work with lots of different seasons. I've got that, and then I've also done a sort of night and day picture, which I actually need to finish the details of the colouring on one of the pictures. So that'll be me tomorrow night in my hotel room, sitting colouring in. Well, or either that or it'll be in Hobby Maker the next day, because it could just be Wendy and I sitting having gin in the hotel room when we arrive. That's what we did last time. Sat and had a wee gin together. I think Erica will be doing it on her own page on Friday, but I will be sharing it onto my page and into my group as well. And then I think on the Monday it'll be the same. It'll be live on my page, and she will share it onto all her platforms. I think that's what we've decided. It's been kind of busy. We've been trying to organise it well, both trying to focus on our own launches, so it's been a little bit busy. Right, okay, kind of getting there. It's called Stampanori My Story, and then her group is just Stampanori. But when we did the workshop, the first ever Craft Collective workshop, Kezzy and I went to it, and that's where I met Erica actually, and the lovely Jane. And when I was there, because you're got all this lovely craft stuff in front of you with a pop-up shop and everything, and I have to say the stuff that I did buy. I bought myself the lovely Imala journal from Leonie, and then the stamps that I bought were Stampanori ones. And also I have to say that she's sending me stamps from her latest collection because they go together really well, but I was looking on her website and I've seen at least 2 or 3 other stamps that I really want to play with this collection, so I can see myself going on a little shopping spree and buying those ones as well, and that'll either be a future video or a future live. For those of you that don't know, I know that a lot of you will know because a lot of you are watching on YouTube right now. But for those of you that don't know, I do have a YouTube channel, Julia McNeil Crafts, and supporting me over there would be fantastic as well. I'm just now I've just now qualified to be able to pull my shop through, so I can link directly to my shop over there now, which is very exciting. And yeah, we've had a couple of videos do really well. So hopefully we're getting more people into the audience. I know it is sad. It is sad, but I can completely understand why. And I think she'll probably be finding just new ways, new creative ways to get involved. Because she sort of said she was stepping back with regards to physical collections, didn't she? But she did say she had lots of ideas. I think that's it though, sometimes. We all have so many ideas. Like, for example, me doing this Zoom thing. How long have I been talking about that? I think we all have so many ideas, and then we just don't necessarily have the time to follow through on them. So sometimes it's kind of a case of what ideas are more important to me, and what ideas do, you know, really make me feel excited and I want to do, and I need to focus on those. So yeah, I think it is really, really sad, but I think she will come back bigger and stronger because she's a lovely, lovely lady. I love Sarah. She's really nice. It was her that started the Craft Collective, wasn't it? And it was really nice meeting her. It was really nice when we did the Craft Collective, because I was sort of staying at the hotel, and obviously because I do know that like Leonie and Paula and ones like that from days at Create and Craft, and we all ended up going out for dinner together, which was really, really nice. It was so funny because Kezia came with us and we've got photographs of us, and she was like, she had a lovely evening. I was actually really surprised she'd do it because she can struggle in a crowd, and she had a really nice night. But she was saying like it was, to her it was so surreal because it was like all these people, like she was out for dinner with all these people and the only time she'd ever seen them before was on the television. So it was really funny. Yeah, absolutely. She does need time with family. It is important. I have to say, like, I would probably be doing a lot more. But Kezia needs me quite a lot at the minute, and that's just the way it is. She's going to be starting her own YouTube channel, so I've told her that when she does, I will shout about it from the rooftops and see if I can get everyone to give her a wee follow. But she's got all her, she's designed her own channel banner and things like that. So she's done that, and she's got a name ready and all of that sort of stuff. So she's ready to go. Right, we're definitely getting there, getting the colours popping. It's amazing the difference adding a little bit of pencil can make to these things. I think we're getting there, aren't we? What else do I need? This house needs a bit of work. Let's get a bit of depth into this one. And then we can start building up the cloud areas. Again, making them look a bit more like clouds rather than weird and wonderful shapes. Yeah, I agree, Jess. She's absolutely lovely. She's worked so hard on her brand as well. And again, she's a one-woman band, which I have great respect for because it's tough. Yeah, it's really tough. And it's like, I know like quite a lot of people that I know, they've either got a partner or it's the family that's involved, but like for me, it is literally just me that does everything. And it just sometimes means things get missed or you're not quite on top of things as well as you should. So I think she's done amazing at everything she's managed to cram in when it's just her. I was going to do actually I think I'll go for pink flower. I was going to do an orange flower there, but I think for it to contrast between what's in front of it, let's go for a little pink flower. Yes, she is. She is. And she struggles with a few different things. What was really good, we went on holiday a couple of weeks ago, and a friend I was staying with, she homeschools her daughter, and there was another girl there that's also homeschooled, and I've just discovered that there is a GCSE on Greek mythology, because she's obsessed by Greek mythology and it's her total passion at the minute. That's like really what she's interested in, and you're kind of like, oh, like what could she do with Greek mythology? But yeah, you can actually get a GCSE. And then as her grandmother said to her, she goes, well, you could work in a museum. So she loves that idea. So we've actually managed to find a GCSE that suits her interests as well. So looking into getting some of the information on that, which would be nice. You think the community's pulled together since Create and Craft? Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you. We're trying. I met with the lovely Louise as well while I was away on holiday. Kind of, because I realised that I was like, we were about 2 hours away from each other. So I was like, if we met in the middle, which is what we did. And she's got some amazing ideas. So I think there's lots of exciting things to come. And yeah, everyone's sort of really pulling together. As I said, it's like Erica contacted me and was like, oh, let's do a mashup with our stuff together. And, you know, it's like, oh yeah, great. Fantastic. The picture of making an amazing wallpaper for children. Oh, thank you. Right. I think we're getting there. I keep saying that and then I keep going back. I'm hoping it, oh goodness, it's 10 to 8 already. feel like it's almost 8 o'clock and we should be sort of on the home straight by now, and I'm still faffing. Right, let's give a bit of dimension to these stones, and then I'm going to try and do something about those clouds. And then I quite fancy adding the little light dangles that we have. And I really think the idea of a swing on this cloud, once we've firmed up the clouds a little bit, I think that would be really cool. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there because I think there's quite a bit of depth and dimension there. So let's get a smaller paintbrush, and I'm going to come in and try and create a little bit of definition on these clouds a little bit. So this one here has ended up with a real funny line, so I think what I'm going to do is end up using a die on that, but we'll see how. You love Louise's work. Yeah, she's got some amazing art journal designs. She's a very talented lady. Right, so I'm going to bring this blue around here, and we'll have this cloud sort of starting there. I think that's the thing. At least clouds can be any shape. I've actually started taking photos of clouds all the time, because you know when you go, I'm terrible for it. Well, we all know my obsession with clouds, but you know, we will drive along and I'll be like, oh wow, look, that cloud looks like a llama sitting on a pillow. And then there was another one I was like going, oh wow, look, that cloud looks like an anteater on a, and I'm like, so I've now started taking photos of them, because I think I might actually do that one day, just sit and take all the photos of the clouds that I've got and actually turn them into drawings. I think that could be random. Right. Just gonna get all of this. You try. Oh, but thing is, the journal should not be about making beautiful art. I keep harping on about this. I don't know. I've just really did a video over on YouTube about a sidekick journal, and I think it's a great idea. I've got one. Mine's just on my desk here, and it's a great idea because sometimes we put so much pressure, and I think like social media, it has its advantages because it's really united. It really unites us as a community. You can find lots of like-minded people. I know, like, sort of pre-social media, I would make stuff and draw stuff, and I'd show it to my husband and go, wow, look at this, and he'd be like, yeah, and they just didn't get it. And so I just find that, like, so social media from that point of view is so good, but from a slightly more negative point of view is that everybody sort of produces or posts their best work. It's a bit like, you know, like the saying, don't people's Instagram things, it's their highlight reel, it's not real life. And I think as well there's a tendency within the art and crafts community that it's like we do tend to, you know, share a lot of stuff, but sometimes it's our gorgeous finished pages. It's not necessarily all the stuff where it goes wrong. And you look at like even the likes of like Da Vinci and Monet and all of that sort of stuff, if you were to take a look at their art journals or their practice books, it wasn't pretty. That is not where their best work went. That's where they played, where they practiced, where they learnt techniques, where they did all of this stuff. And then the big paintings that we see in gallery was their best work. And you need to make ugly art. I think everyone needs to make ugly art, because that's how you learn, and it also humanizes it. I think especially in a world of AI art, people kind of, it's like, oh wow, well it just sort of puts people off. It's kind of like you think like, oh, my art has to be beautiful. Actually, it doesn't. Art has to be human. And you know, it needs that human element for it to be art, and that comes with practice and play, not from perfection. I know what you're saying. It's hard not to compare yourself to others. That's why I wish people would share more ugly art, because I can guarantee you that all the pretty pictures that you're seeing there's ugly art as well. I remember I don't know if I've got any of my sketch pads. Oh, hang on, do I have? I mean, as I said, this was my sketch for the dies, but like, I've got all these beautiful finished rendered ones, but then I've got like this, I mean, that's the most ugly looking bird I've ever seen. And then, hang on, where's my best one? Where is it? I mean, this is probably, I've got so many books where everything's just scribbled out. I just want to show you the funniest. Like, what's that? I don't even know what that is. But that's a page in my sketch pad. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it was meant to be. But it's not pretty. And then that was one where it was all sort of got very out of perspective, and I didn't end up finishing it, but I flipped on and did that one instead. But it's like, it was me practicing with that, going, oh, that really doesn't look right, that led to that. So yeah, it's that's maybe not the best example, it's just the one that's on my desk, but I think it just sort of shows that, you know, yeah, I think there needs to be a new perspective on art journals and about how they should be a safe place. Right, I'm just sort of blending a few different colours. That pink's maybe a bit strong, but we'll lift it. I think we'll go for a yellow. I'm just blending some different colours into these clouds because they're going to look random. Are you going? I am definitely continuing with that book. The reason that I have not, actually, I'll show you the reason why. The reason I have not done it is because for the next few, I needed new artwork. So, I needed new artwork, and so I wasn't happy with the stamps I had, so I've completely drawn new artwork ready for the pages. So that's one of the ones that I've drawn for one of the pages. That one I've drawn for one of the pages. And then the freebie that we had, this one, that I've drawn for one of the pages. So it's because the prompts I had for myself for the next few pages, I needed new artwork, and it's just taken time. And sort of, I've gradually drawn those when I was out and about. So they're all now drawn, and they're all digitized, so I can get ready to sort of print them out and colour them in. So actually, yes, when I am back, I will be... I've got a list of different videos to do, but it is on there. It's on the list, and that's why it's taken time, because I needed new artwork for it. Right, so we've got a little bit of colour into that. I'm just sort of softening that with water. I'm just going to lift it up and then see about getting... Like, you ought to keep yours down and use them as backgrounds, but you get frustrated. Well, hang on. I need to look at... Let me see. You still bin your stuff if you're in the mood. Oh, now there we go. Yes, even dodgy backgrounds, you cut them up and suddenly they become really nice. I don't know if you saw me do some of the grid journaling. I think I did that as a live, but it's also on my latest Colour Cube video as well. And it looks a complete mess, but once it's all chopped up into little bits, it looks so much better. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow into these clouds, and then we're going to start looking at a bit of, getting a bit more definition. Ooh, that's very yellow. That's not what I wanted. Oopsie. She says, putting it in more places. But this is what I mean about watercolour. It's very forgiving. Because, see, now that's more what I wanted. All I do now is let's go in with water. Like so, we'll just puddle that with water. And then we just magically... There's something about art within art that you love, yeah. I like things that the more you look at it, the more you see. There we go, see, it's much better when it's a bit softer. Right, okay. Well, that's something for sure. I'm not exactly sure what, but it's something. Right, I'm going to chop it down so that it's a slightly bit different perspective, and then I'm going to add... We're going to put some distress ink, and then I'm going to build it up, I think, with a couple of the dies. And I also want to use the little dangle stamps with the sort of like apple light things. And I really fancy adding a swing here. But just because the edges are a bit dodgy, I'm just going to chop it slightly. I kind of always knew I would. You should always sort of start off, I'm going to end up painting right to the edge, but you should always sort of start off slightly bigger than you need. So I'm just going to chop, because sometimes this helps. You think with artwork and you want the colour cube. I know, to be honest, I had the colour cube in and out my basket for I can't tell you how long, because I really wanted it, but it's not cheap. But I do think it is incredibly useful tool. Right, I'm chopping this down because the layout will look so much better once. Ooh, this is very bendy. Chopped half the galaxy off there. Oh no. It's alright, we just deepen the stuff we've got. But I do think that's a better composition now. Do you know what I'm actually going to do? Is we've kind of lost that cloud anyway now, so I'm actually going to just fill that in, I think, with a bit more galaxy. Let's just fill, I'm going to fill this in here because that just looks a bit random. I'm going to fill that in with a bit of blue. And a bit purple, because we lost the purple. I like the purple. Okay. Make it nice and loose. Right. Should I cut it? Should I have cut it or not? Too late now. Yes, good. I need to get some more dies. I just don't have many. Never been a card maker. Oh, do you know, though, I've not had chance to do it, but I actually use my dies more in mixed media than I do in card making, because I'm not really much of I'm a bit like, so I started in card making, but now I sort of love journals and things like that. But what I really love to do with my dies, which I've not had a chance to do with these ones yet, even though it was one of the first idea I had, is if you layer loads of them up. So say you cut it, you can cut the same die maybe like 4 or 5 times and then glue them all together, and then you've got something that resembles, or it's like the weight of chipboard or something. So in the long run it works out cheaper than having to buy like chipboard or MDF and things like that. So I definitely will be doing some sort of mixed media piece with it. I might even do it with one of Erica's stamps as well. Right. It's getting there. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. One final left. Well done for those of you who stuck it out. It's like been over an hour now and I'm still going. I don't know when it's going to end either. I think we're getting there. I think I might have possibly cut a bit too much off, but hey ho. It's fine. Right, I'm going to get some Distress ink and I'm going to get some black soot. And let's really darken up these edges. And I'm going to pull in some dies, and then we can just add little bits of extras that will hopefully bring it to life a bit more. Oops. Do I have my room for my swing? Probably not. I just have to do another galaxy piece. Actually, I'd quite like to do a really big one with one of the bigger houses. Or it'd be quite cool to have the tree. Hey, if we could do 4 hours with Leonie, an hour's easy. Oh, thank you. Does Leonie go on for 4 hours? Oh, my word, she's hardy. I won't mind, but as I say, I've got to pack for leaving. Okay. That's looking all right, isn't it? Let's pull my box of dies in. Actually, no, I'm going to stamp. I'm going to stamp because I want this little dude here. I want this to create some lights here. So we will go one there. And one here. And then I have one here. Just coming off the page. Okay. And I will turn that into dangles once we've finished, once we're at the final stage, and I know that I will not be adding any more medium to it because with my pen, the pen might run if I put water on it. You've done die cutting and sticking them together to make it bigger and sturdier. It's a great technique and cheaper than embellishments. Absolutely, it's great. I love it. And as I said, it's one of the main things I actually do with my dies. I'm not sort of naturally drawn to dies. I think I love colour too much. So I'm going to lift this a little bit. Actually, I'm going to lift a little bit out with the stamped image as well, because if it was given a glow, it would glow beyond. It would glow beyond the actual light. Sorry, I'm like, oh, I've lost the ability to do anything. So I'm just sort of agitating the paint that's underneath and then letting the water sit for a minute. You don't think people appreciate how much lives are and art's great pain therapy? Oh, thank you. You concentrate on the live. Oh, thank you, Steph. Oh, I'm so glad that it's helping. Are you coming to my Zoom night? I think you'd enjoy that, just listening to everybody crafting away. Right, so done that. I'm just going to lift. Oh, so cute. Well, I'm supposed to be finishing. You booked in for the evening session. Yay! Right. What was I going to say? I don't know. Right. A bit of yellow. I'm gonna just, again, I'm gonna go out with the actual Doodad What's It, because I want it to look like it's glowing. Then we could also actually I'll maybe do that with, don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself now. Or was it morning? To be honest, at the minute, everybody's booked into the evening. I don't have anyone booked into the afternoon one. I put the morning one there because I'd been asked by somebody who was in Australia to make a daytime one, so I did. But to be honest, most people are signed up for the evening session. Right. My cats don't talk. Oh, that'd be lovely to have you, Angela. I'm hoping it will be a great success and everyone will enjoy it. It'll become the place to be. I know when I go to, mind you, I've got a drink and draw on, normally it would be Friday, but I'm not going to do it this week, this month, so I can watch the lovely Erica go live. But I have to say, drink and draw is like one of the highlights of my month. It's amazing how just being with like-minded people and spending the evening doodling with a little glass of wine. I say I will be having a glass of wine. I will be sat there with my glass of wine and some snacks. So I can't guarantee how much crafting I'll get done, but I'll have a lovely blether with you all. Right, let's pull in some. Oh, I'm quite liking that. It's all right. It's as mad as I expected it to be. Right, let's wait till you see this. Oh my days. Actually, I'm just going to have to sort it in front of you, otherwise I'll be off of screen for so long. Look. It be my die cutting tray. Right, hang on. This is me trying to sort out for packing. Actually, let's go on this camera angle. Woohoo! Oh, sorry, accidentally pressing my mouse. I know. It's a sin, that, isn't it? Using my Copics. It was what was to hand. I don't normally. To be honest, I normally buy a Pro marker that I only ever use for that. And it's dried up. Right. I am going to add a few more of these little cloudy guys. Just to build up. I think we'll have one. We need one down here because that's kind of gone a little bit. There we go. Does that look right? Possibly. Do we want one? I am just puffing now. Or do I even want one there? No, I think we need one there. Sorry guys, this is me. This is the reality of crafting. It's right, let's get, it'll look better once we've got the edging. Let's get a nice blue. That's too dark a blue. I don't want that blue. Maybe not in this box. Okie dokie. Oh, we always need more craft products. Tumble glass. Where's the one I actually want? Not there. It's probably somewhere in a pile for being packed. Right, we'll just have to go with what's here. Oh, I tell you, I think I'm going to need a glass of wine just to pack tonight. I sound like a right alcoholic, don't I? I'm really not. Definitely more a social drinker. I drink when I'm with friends and with people. I don't normally sort of break out the wine on my own. Prescription. Oh, that would be awesome if we could get craft on prescription. Could you imagine that? Oh, wow. Let's take it to the NHS. We believe. I think that's a bit too dark. I'll go for this one now. That was quite dark. I don't know if I want it that dark. Ooh. That's the trouble with it being an oxide. It's not. Oh, stop moaning, Julia. It's a cloud. Get over yourself. I think my blending mat still has some of that black on it, so they're looking like quite stormy clouds. So let's hope that works well with the galaxy. Your daughter's banned you from buying any more stash, but you might sneak some in. Oh, aye. Sneak some in. Just play the guild card. Do you know how much I sacrificed for you? Now I can buy what I want. Thank you very much. Right, I think I might have created stormy clouds. Oh my goodness. It's not quite what I had intended. Oh, Julia. Oh my goodness. This is going horribly wrong. Right, let's see. Those ones are okay. Let's see if I can get one more and actually get it so it's clean. Not clean, but not grey. Do I have any more clouds? Where was my cloud? My cloud stash. A stash of clouds. Right, I'm going to flip my thingy over. Right. My brush a bit of a clean. Right. Please be nice and light. Going really gently because I'm kind of scared. That's a bit better. Right. Then we could have some bits and bobs. We could possibly have that one over there. Right. What have we got? What have we got? This is meant to be saving me having to cut out more. Oh, could I have a little tree? Maybe not. Okay, maybe this part isn't kind of quite going to plan. I'm gonna have to stop faffing, I think. Right, let's get some leaves. That's quite cute. And a little leaf. What do we think? And then maybe some other little leaves down here. Or is that ruining it? You moved to Scotland. Yeah, we don't pay for prescriptions. Part of me thinks I'm ruining it. Part of me thinks I should leave it as is and just have those clouds. So I'm just going to do it like that unless you suddenly shout at me in the comments to go back. Because I think I'm over killing it a bit. Right. This one needs the clouds anyway because we kind of killed what it was sitting on. So let's sort that out. Until I was using scrap card doing my die cutting. That side so it's not quite so stormy looking. Okay, and then we'll have one over here. It's not, this is the thing about crafting. Quite often what's in your head and what actually occurs ends up being two very different things. Right, so I've got that. Let's chop that down. Too wet and cold for you. We've had some nice days. I mean, today wasn't one of them, but we have had some nice days. Let's see, I could have that there. Yeah, that works. Right, I need to get a black pen now. And then we will make those lights shine a bit more brightly. Oh my goodness, an hour and 20. Now let's go back to my list. If I do that, it makes my desk look not as messy. I can pretend that I'm a tidy crafter. Right, let's turn these into little light dangles. And I think I'm going to do my little doodly border because it's me And apparently I can't live without it. Oh, I shouldn't have done it through the cloud. Oh well, never mind. It's done now. Go to Barbados. So if you're going to Barbados, I'm coming too. Don't go without me. Okay. Awesome. I am just going to make these shine a little bit more brightly. So I'm going to come in with some paint markers. I'm glad I didn't start at 8 o'clock. Oh my goodness, what time would we be finishing? Right, I'm going to come in with some paint markers. Let's just make these shine a little bit more brightly. And part of me is wondering, it's probably a really bad idea, but I have a feeling I'm going to do it anyway. As you can see. Thank you, Susan. Part of me is going to do this anyway, but I think I'm going to sketch the clouds with black lines. Oh, I'm coming too. Excellent. Yeah, we'll craft on the beach and put it on our Instagrams going, look at us. Right, I am going to make these, like, as these... I want to outline them. Right, I'm going for it. I want to make these look kind of sketchy. And I'm doing very scribbly lines. See, I actually like that, yeah. Happy with that. It was a bit of a risky move at this point, but I'm happy. A drink on the beach evening. Absolutely. Right. I seem to have managed to get some fingerprints in that cloud, which is a little bit disconcerting. So I'm just gonna... That looks better. Happier with that now. Now I need to do these. Sorry. You keep thinking I'm finishing, and then I keep just sort of adding to the... adding to it. Those lights still need a bit more pop. Maybe I'll try a white pen. Right, just going to put a sentiment on it. I am actually really happy that I did the doodly line. Thank you, Lynn. We're still here. Hi, Pippa. Thank you. Well, I'm glad. At least we've managed to make another sample for Telebox. I've not finished my actual. I think I'm going to be colouring in the car. Colouring in the car. Right. We need some white pen to cover some of the mistakes. That's okay. Right, I'm just really wanting to brighten these lights up a bit. And also want to colour in the top of the lights. Very brave. Thank you. Sometimes I wish I would stop. Sometimes I go, no. But I can't help myself. It was like an impulse. I had to do it. You've bought the Stampedia pad, you're fanatic. Ooh. And the blending brushes today. Nice. Vinted. Awesome. My daughter is wanting, well, she's signed herself up for Vinted. More because she has become a complete book fanatic. She's like constantly buying books. She is reading a lot more as well. But she had one of these, you know, these like beds that are, they're up high and they have a den underneath. So that was always like her little den that she played in. But obviously she's 13 now and getting a bit older. So what she's done is we've cleared all of that out. And it is now become a reading nook. So it's got different carpet under it. It's got a bean bag. She's moved her books into it. And hubby is going to actually put bookshelves under there as well. And she's got fairy lights and it's her little book nook. Now obviously we still need to make this look like a galaxy, which means we need lots of stars. So I'm just going to pile lots of dots with my paint pen so that we have stars. And then we will do a sentiment, and then I promise that's it. Did I say this was going to be a quick one? To be honest, most of you are still here. They've still got the same numbers of you tuned in now as we had earlier, so that's really quite impressive. Thank you for sticking with me so long. Don't know if that looks like stars or snow right now, but we'll make it look like stars. Got a little trick up my sleeve yet to make it look a bit more starry light. Starry night. And then probably off camera I will mount this on another bit of card. And so I'm just going to do a few little sort of things like that where I'm just going to pick a dot and then add a little thingy. Yeah, so what I was saying about Kezia before I got distracted by my dots was that she has got rid of all her, she's been going through her books, and obviously she's got a lot of childhood books, so she's gone through those and she has wanting to sell them on Vinted. Her friend was like, oh, you can sell them on Vinted. So I'm learning about Vinted now. I have known about it, but I've just been a bit scared. I don't know why. Right, we have a few sparkly stars now, so it looks a bit more galaxy. We do have this kind of strange, well, it's the pencil line from the original cloud. So I'm just going to see, I think I might need to get my sim tap. Oh no, it's over there because I packed it for going. Hang on. Sim tap marker. I'm just going to come in here with my white pen and just give this a bit more texture, and it's also just going to hide some of those pencil lines and the black thumbprints. I'll just help that. Thank you, Deb. Okay, we are cooking on gas. I'm just going to add a little bit more shine. Let's go with a bit of white there because I really want that to look like a really bright light. Okay, that's better. So all we need to do now is get the stamp set. Oh, I can't believe I've got to get up at like 6 in the morning tomorrow, and oh my goodness, I hate to think what time I'm going to be going to bed. I want this stamp here that says, "May your dreams be moss covered and moonlit." So I'm going to find a scrap of card. There should definitely be a scrap of card somewhere. Because I am pleased I've managed to do this, because I know it's like yes, I've done lots of forest samples, but I honestly had this idea in my head when I first drew it. I don't know, I think it's probably, as I said, the top of the faraway tree, just like little worlds in the sky. And it was in my head and I hadn't done it yet, so I am glad that I have managed to get one done prior to going to Telebox Land. Right, let's get this stamped out and then let's get me a cup of tea. And I will see you guys on Hobby Maker if you're tuning in. And then we've got Erica's Live on Friday. And then there's quite a few signed up for the Zoom thing. I honestly can't wait. I'm so excited. So excited. I'm really hoping it's going to be the start of something really special. Just a nice friendly environment to be creative and everything. I'll chop this down. I used to be terrified of doing this because I was like, oh no, it's going to be squint. And to be honest, it always is squint, but I've kind of got to the point where I don't care. Whereas when I first started, I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to do it again. It's squint. I don't look, Deb, because I'm about to commit a sin again. Just avert your eyes. What a shame about the shop in County Durham. It wasn't open long. Aww. It's really hard for people that have a physical store. It really is. Right. Now we've got to faff about and work out where we want this. I'm thinking in the centre about there. But that doesn't seem right. Do you know what? I don't know what it is, but I like my sentiments and spread across a page. So I'm going to chop into it. Oh, was it COVID? Oh, that's a shame. There we go. This is one of the magical lands at the top of the faraway tree. And it's a nice land. It's not a land... Mind you, sometimes the nice lands were just as dangerous because they enjoyed themselves so much that the faraway tree wasn't there anymore. That look right? Yeah, I like that. Right guys, I'm just going to glue this down. That is us for today. As I say, I look forward very much to seeing you all next time. Please do, if you have any makes with some James C stuff, share it in the group. I think our poor little group's a little bit neglected. It needs people sharing. Basically, I'm just nosy. I want to see what you make with all the stuff. It's my favourite part of my job, is seeing what you guys do with the stuff. So I would love it if you would share in the group. But I look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday, then on Friday, and then again next Monday. Oh, we've got so much planned. Thank you, Pippa. Okay, take care, everybody. Here it is, all finished. It was been a little bit of a long one and a random one, but I'm glad you enjoyed. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Okay. Oh, I pressed a button I didn't mean to. Take care, everyone.